What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, Steeler Nation? What is happening? How's everybody doing? Hope you guys are doing well. Sound like I'm a little loud. Let me back the mic up a little bit. Hope you guys are doing okay, man. I hope your hearts are okay. Listen, why can I laugh and smile during these times? I told you guys I do not have expectations for this season. I don't. I know what this team is right now. I am, however, looking at the future. And even though Kenny Pickett has some unfortunate moments, I still think the future is a little bit bright for the Steelers, but we'll get into that. But what's up, guys? Welcome to my post-game reaction show. For you guys that don't know, I am SimFBallCritic. And there you have it. Show is brought to you by the Steel Basement. I won't be so long tonight because obviously, guys, it's already late. It's 11:39 p.m. Eastern Time. Let's get right to it. So what we always do first and foremost, we say hello to the early commenters. So I will say hello to a few of you guys. I'm going to just start from the bottom of the list because, I had put this up during the game, like around the third quarter or so. So I'm not going to go all the way back to whoever was commenting before that. So let's just start right here midway or so. Jordan Mid, Marlon Nicholson, Victor Asher, Leonard Green, Terry Carter, Jay Underrated, T-Dog, Walter Worthy, Jake Taylor, Ed K, John Alexander, Yag TV. Hello, Miss Debbie. What's going on, Debbie? Make sure you guys take time out to say hello to Debbie, one of our lovely female lady listeners. One of our lady listeners and contributors. Make sure you say hello to the lovely ladies. You got to do that. Who else? Really quick. Real G Lee, Claude Bishop, Ghost T.Y., Rocco White, Pittsburgh, James Hayes, Kaja Mbanso. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. I apologize if I'm not. Cutboy 4112, Mr. Fleetwood, Maurice Ware, 305 Dade County. Oh, it must be somebody from Miami. It just always cracks me up when you have other teams in here. I don't know. But welcome. Cody, Steeler Cards, and Brian 3. We'll leave it right there. All right, guys. Y'all know my routine. Again, let me get right to it. I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of time tonight. Y'all know my routine. Y'all know what I do. What I normally do is I dive right into first series of the night, both defense and offensively. First thing I'll talk about, of course, is the inactives. We know it was Mason Rudolph, Steven Sims, which I was kind of disappointed in seeing that. Seeing that he gave us, the boost that he gave us last week in his return capability. So it's kind of sad to see that, but he's dealing with something. Mark Robinson, once again, inactive. I don't know if this kid is gonna get any playing time this year. We'll see. Akello Witherspoon, inactive, and Kendrick Green is inactive as well. Let me take a quick sip of water. Feel a little mini cough coming on. All right. Couple injuries. Deontay Johnson went down in the second half. He came back. I think that was it, and unless I missed one. But I don't think there were any significant injuries. At least I don't have them, charted. So my bad if I missed them. And let's just get right to it. Man. And what I'm very interested in seeing, I'm not even going to look over in the chat yet. I can't wait to see who you guys blame for this loss. I cannot wait to see it. I know it's going to be all over the place. I cannot wait to see it. I'm going to ask for that at the end, so I can see what you guys are saying. But I'm sure y'all are already battling and commenting, beefing with each other in the comments about who you think lost this game. But we'll get to it. And I do have a couple office visits for you guys tonight. Absolutely do. Let's see. The Steelers kicked the ball off. Oh, we got a donation coming in, so let me just wait until it is acknowledged in the chat before I go further, because I don't want to stop. Y'all know I always pay respect to those who donate. I'm going to interrupt myself all the time. There it is. Appreciate that, Victor Asher. Round of applause to you. Yeah, I understand your point. He says, I think the Steelers should have brought in a left-handed quarterback to throw the balls to the DBs all week. The rotation of the ball matters and catching it. It does. But, I don't know. I don't know if that would have made the difference, right? I don't know if that would have made the difference. The rotation of the ball, I get all of that, but I don't know. I don't know if you go that far. Maybe. I don't know if the practice squad is full or not. Do you have to make a roster move? I don't know. I don't know. But I will acknowledge that, yes, there is definitely, absolutely, a difference in the way you catch the ball or what have you. But, I still feel like some of those drop, what's, because I'm going to talk about that later. They got to be caught, man. They just do. They just do. It's just plain and simple. I don't care if it's left hand, right hand. I understand rotation is different, but whatever. The ball is the ball. When it hits your hands, you got to catch it. That's just how I feel about that. But I definitely appreciate the donation there. Let's keep it moving. So, first defensive series. The Steelers kicked off. Miami starts at their own 29. Marlette tackles Hill for a loss of 4 after a false start. So, drive got off pretty well in our favor. On 2nd and 19, the Steelers give up a 21-yard strike to Waddle. Steelers then give up another 17-yard strike to Hill on the next play. Then Tua is getting the ball out very quick. I notated that. Edmonds actually gets a PBU later on in that drive to prevent a touchdown to Gesicki, a would-be touchdown you would imagine. But then facing a 3rd and 3, the Steelers give up a touchdown anyway with a quick little pass to the side to Tua's left. We were playing man defense and guys kind of had their backs turned, so Tua stepped up. We gave him an alley to escape. Instead of taking it off, he peeked to his left. He saw Mostert. Boom. And just like that, the Steelers are down 7-0. So at this moment, really not feeling comfortable, guys. Again, we're on the road. Kenny Pickett is a rookie. All of it, the environment, all of that. I was concerned about all of that. If you guys happen to see my very, very brief pregame, just keys to victory, I did one of those YouTube shorts. One of the main things that I said in that quick video, it's only a minute long, I said the Steelers cannot give up or have to limit explosive plays downfield in the passing game. And right out the chute, they give up explosive plays. And at that moment, that's why I'm not feeling good. Not only because we're down, but I'm like, oh boy, exactly what I was worried about has happened already. Okay, moving on. The Steelers get the ball. First series, Najee Harris picks up 3 yards on the run. Picks up 4 yards on the next play. So now the Steelers are faced with a 3rd and 3. But Pickett misses Deontay Johnson downfield. We took a shot. Y'all know how I feel about that. I mean, if you got the shot, and, if you feel really comfortable about it, okay, whatever. Allow your guy to go up and win that 50-50 ball. But, sometimes I just feel like, get the first down. But anyway, what the Steelers did, what they do quite often. They went 3 and out. Steelers went hurry up on the 2nd down. I noticed they actually went up tempo, right after the 2nd down to go up tempo for that 3rd and 3. And that was the decision is to try to go deep and hit Deontay Johnson. Didn't work. Right after that, guess what happens? Percy Harvin. 23-yard punt. 23-yard punt. $23. You know what? I want to call him in the office, but what's the point? Percy Harvin, Presley. I keep saying Presley. Let me not put that juju on Percy. Presley Harvin. I want to call you into the office, but what's the point? You are what you are. Yeah, and yeah, he can hear me, so I'm not even gonna call him in. He can hear what I'm saying. He is what he is. Every now and then he has a couple booming kicks, but then it's almost like he's guaranteed to give you a bad punt. It's almost like he averages a bad punt or a not so good punt every game. I don't understand it. He's just not consistent. He has a booming leg, as he showed us, but he just has the consistency problems. It happened last year. Condolences to his family. We know what happened last year with his father. We thought maybe that was playing a role. But what about this season? And, did it ended up killing us? Maybe not. But later on in the game, he got it together, had some better punts. But I don't know, man. He's got to find a way to be a little more consistent. So that's all I got there. So now let's get into the actual drives, okay? Here we go. There was a big hit by Minkah Fitzpatrick to knock the ball from Mostert, which saves another touchdown on that very next drive, man. Good job by Minkah Fitzpatrick laying the boom, using the shoulder, getting the head out the way so they couldn't call personal foul. And you know, of course, when the way he hit him and the way he flew back and the way that impact looked, I automatically assumed that the flag was coming out. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I'm alone in that. I just knew. I was just looking to see if is the flag coming. It didn't come. Great job by Minkah. Saves the touchdown. Dolphins are able to kick a field goal at this point. It's 10-0 Dolphins. Second drive by the Pittsburgh Steelers. And you guys know, after I do the first and second, the first series, offense, defense, I just do kind of quick hits on particular drives. And, if it's a lengthy drive, I might highlight things that were important. Second offensive drive. Claypool falls down on a deep shot. Ball gets intercepted by the Dolphins. And I did put here, just side note, could have been called PI, because of the way Terry, I think the guy Terry, I forget his last name, but the old ref that was kind of watching along. The way he explained it, he said that could have been PI because the defender wasn't playing the ball and he ran into the receiver. Also, it looked like to me, I don't know, am I tripping? It did look like that DB kind of got his hands on Claypool as well. Looked like that to me. But again, it is what it is. They didn't call it. That interception, I don't so much put that one on Pickett. That was just unfortunate, right? But just like that, Dolphins get the ball back. So what happens after that? Levi Wallace had an opportunity to get a pick off of a tip ball. Remember the one that kind of went behind Hill, hit Hill, bounced. Levi had to lean back, but he couldn't quite cuff the ball and bring it in. That was a huge missed opportunity right there. Steelers were then faced with a 3rd and 10, and Minkah and Norwood had great coverage on Gesicki to force another field goal try by the Dolphins. So again, Minkah playing good real early in that game, showing up real early. Norwood doing some decent things right there so far. But at the end of the day, the Dolphins are up at that point 13-0. Third offensive drive, Steelers get a first down for the first time of the game on that drive. And it was about a minute or so left in the quarter. Steelers unable to convert on a 3rd and 4, but they go for it and they pick up the 4th and 1 with Warren. So again, that's 2 consecutive games where we've seen Mike Tomlin say, hey man, we have nothing to lose. They went for it, right? They went for it on 4th and 1. They picked it up, so it was good to see that. Steelers put together their best drive so far of the game on that particular drive. But they were unable to convert a 3rd and 3. Kenny misses Deontay Johnson again on that quick out. He ran that quick out. That was a bad throw by Kenny Pickett. If he would have put it right on Deontay, they convert. But the Steelers are forced to settle for a field goal. At this point, it's 13-3. The next defensive possession, there was good coverage by Devin Bush in the middle of the field against Tyreek Hill. You guys remember that one? Devin Bush kind of knocked the ball away. Okay. I see you, Devin Bush. Side note, and I'm going to talk about it later. Devin Bush has been playing okay. He has. Again, I know the stigma on him is he's not as a first-round pick, he hasn't played up to that. I don't think anybody's disputing that. But I will say I feel like Devin Bush's play has gotten better throughout the season. So take that for what you will. The Steelers give up a 3rd and 3, and they had a chance to go 3 and out when they gave it up. But then the Steelers were also facing a 3rd and 7. And actually, hold on, guys. Give me a second. That's what I thought. I saw it out the corner of my eye. People, just ignorance, man. Hold on, guys. Let me get this off the screen. I was just about to say to you guys, give me a second so I can move the chat over so I can get all of this trash off the screen. I don't know why it's so entertaining to these trolls, man. These bots or whatever. Hold on. All right, there we go. Y'all let me know if y'all see another one. So, what was I saying? Let me get back to my notes. Good coverage by Devin Bush. Steelers had a chance to go 3 and out, but they ended up facing another 3rd down, 3rd and 7. The Steelers are able to get off the field with a drop check down to the running back. That particular play I notated. if he catches it, Spillane is probably not going to make that tackle before he gets to the first down because he had the angle on Spillane. But, at the end of the day, he dropped it. So we'll just say that's what happened. Fourth drive. Steelers start from the 12-yard line. Pickett hits Pickens for a 30-yard gain. And it was on 2nd and 14. At that point, he hit him for a 30-yard gain on the 2nd and 14. Steelers convert on a 3rd and 2 with a quick pass to Deontay Johnson. Najee is called for a block in the back. On that particular drive as well, there was that double handoff, if you will. And it ended up in Claypool's hands, but Najee, gets called for the block in the back. Najee Harris then loses a, 3 yards on a toss sweep to the weak side of the field. Weak side of the field later on in that drive, man. And I notated it was a 2nd and 9. Do y'all remember that? 2nd and 9. I just don't understand why we ran a toss sweep to the shallow end of the field. And again, the reason, sometimes it works, but this play really has not worked for the Steelers all season. And this is what I'm saying about sometimes you got to switch it up. And I'm going to get to the OC. I'm going to get to him. But I just did not understand that call at that moment. But then Pickett picks up the 3rd and 12 with a huge scramble. And Najee breaks off a nice run on the very next play to put the Steelers in a goal-to-go situation. And the Steelers in the drive with a spectacular catch by one George Pickens. Steelers are now on the board. It is 13-10 Dolphins. So at this point, I'm like, all right, okay, let's see what we can do. What happens right after that? We give up a 32-yard strike to Sherfield. It was decent coverage by Marlette, but again, he had his back turned. It was a great throw by Tua. And just like that, the Steelers, give up another explosive play down the field. But then they were faced with the 3rd and 6 after a false start. Tyreek Hill is able to beat Marlette to get in field goal range, but then Sutton drops an interception that would have taken points off of the board. I'm going to have more on that later. But needless to say, the Dolphins were able to still finish the drive with the field goal. So at that point, it's 16-10. This is right before the half. Getting into the second half, 5th offensive drive, the Steelers give up a sack on 2nd down. That kid Phillips beat down more like a drum, and he sacks Kenny Pickett. Brings up a 3rd and 22, and as you would expect, the Steelers are going 3 and out. So again, Steelers gave up a field goal right before the half, gave up that 32-yard strike downfield to put them in field goal range, get the ball back first at the half, and they go what? Yeah, they're classic 3 and out. But at this point, I did notate that Harvin had a good punt that time for whatever it's worth. Steelers on defense gave up a 25-yard strike on a 3rd and 2. Steelers were then faced with another 3rd and 2, and Cam Hayward stuffs the run. Big Cam, one of the leaders on the team, still playing pretty consistent. Remember, I got on Cam a few weeks ago saying that he's been quiet, but for these last couple games, Cam has made plays that have jumped off the screen enough for you to say, that's my guy, right? Stuffs the 3rd and 2, and then the Dolphins put theirs on the table, like, boom, they just throw there and you won't know what's on the table and say, we're going to go for these. They go for it on a 4th and 3. And that boy, Larry Ogunjobi, leads the way. The Steelers stuff it. And I'm like, this is huge. This is huge. This is a big momentum shift. Huge. Huge. Again, I've been saying this since week 1. Larry Ogunjobi and Miles Jack are guys that are definitely we're going to talk about the whole season. They're going to do something in the game where you can say, yeah, okay, those guys have helped us. Larry O, I'm going to say this again. Omar Khan, can we re-sign this guy before the end of the season? We need to try to extend him now because I think the way he's playing, he looks healthy. He's going to be looking for that contract that he had before it fell in the physical. Don't let it go too far without at least nudging him and try to find a pretty friendly deal for both you and the team, Mr. Omar. For both you and him. That's what I meant to say. Because I'm telling you, I like what he brings to that defensive line. We're going to need a guy like that. Let's get him locked up. 6th offensive drive. Deontay Johnson drops a first down throw. The ball was a bit low, but catchable. He comes right back and converts a 2nd and 10. So he redeemed himself there and goes down on the play. This was the play where he got a little banged up, but he came back later in the game, obviously. But keep an eye on it. Let's just see if it's anything lingering. But the Steelers are unable to convert after back-to-back check down throws to Najee Harris. Cannot wait to see the film on those to see if it was a Kenny decision or if it was a play design decision. But at the end of the day, we're unable to do anything, and bada boom, bada bing. Next on defense, interception is dropped by Terrell Edmonds on a 2nd and 11. Steelers are able to get off the field on a 3 and out, but again, I cannot discount the fact that there should have been another interception at that point. 7th offensive drive. Drive starts at the 39. There was an ineligible man downfield on Chooks. The next play, there was an offensive pass interference by Deontay Johnson. Steelers were then faced with the 3rd and 16, and guess what? Steelers are unable to convert. They punt again. 3 and out. Next defense, on 3rd and 8, the Steelers were faced with a 3rd and 8. Steelers able to stop Tua short with a scramble, and they give you another 3 and out. So the defense is, okay, offense, we got you back. We're going to give it back to you. 8th drive. Najee is stuffed on a 3rd and 1, and I wrote this specifically in caps. Najee Harris needs to stop relying on that hurdle. Najee, I know the guy, kind of went low on you, but it was easy because of the hurdle. What I need you to do, Najee, listen, I trust in your ability, your skill, but what I need you to remember is that you are a big boy. What is Najee, like 6'2", 6'1", 6'2", 230 or 220, something? He's a big boy. I need you to remember that when it's short yardage situation. I need you to run like you're a big boy. I need you to run with the mentality of a Jaylen Warren. Because Najee does do that from time to time. He keeps his feet moving. He's always looking for extra yards and all of that out in space. But in those moments, that's when you use that God-given body, that natural size. Put your head down and run through this dude for 1 yard. Henry Steelers punt on 4th and 1 at that moment. Now, I know some people probably were upset with that decision, considering the fact that we went for it early in the game. And, that could go either way. That could go either way. Because that's always, in my opinion, results bias. So, again, if you want to blame the coach for not going for that 4th and 1, I'm not going to stop you. I'm just saying, I guess, I don't know. I guess in that moment he felt better with the way the defense was playing, because we cannot deny the defense picked it up in the second half. Let's see. Steelers were facing another 3rd and 8 right after that, and the Steelers get off the field, forced to punt. They produced another 3 and out. There you go. Defense holding you down. 9th drive of the game. I wish I could just show y'all my notes. You know what I wrote for that one? Of course, comma, Steelers go 3 and out. Next defensive. Steelers get off the field on 3rd and 3 with a great PBU by Edmonds on a deep shot to Tyreek Hill. Now, I know we get on Edmonds a lot for his coverage. Outstanding job there, sir. Outstanding job. Running with or alongside the best you can with Tyreek Hill deep down the field, and you were in position to knock the ball away. It looked like the ball almost hit him in his hands, but again, I'm not expecting Terrell Edmonds to come down with that. He's not an acrobatic type of catcher. The other one, the previous one, he should have caught. But that one, it was just good coverage on Hill. But once again, Steelers defense gets off the field. Now let's talk about what happens on the 10th. The 10th offensive possession. Pickett finds Claypool to convert a 3rd and 10 after a miscommunication on 2nd and 10. Pickett makes a nice play with his legs following that. The one when the pressure came, he spun out it opposite way. Finds Claypool again for another first down. It's starting to feel like last week. I did notate that there were 2 drops on this drive, however. There was a drop by Najee Harris, as well as Pat Fryermuth. Now, to Muth's defense, the defender did hit the ball, but again, y'all know my rule. You got both hands on it. I get it. I get that the ball was tipped, but you got both of your mitts on it. Like, literally touch the ball like that. Got to catch that. But Muth is pretty sure-handed, but everybody drops a ball. I'm just saying, I'm gonna always give my judgment equally to all of the players, whether they a beast or not. I'm gonna call it like I see it. I feel like Muth could have caught that. Moving on, Muth. I did right here. It was a little bit tougher because of the deflection, but you got your hands on it. On 3rd and 1, there was an illegal shift, and I believe Kenny Pickett did a quarterback sneak on that play. Would have gotten the first down, but there was an illegal shift. And what do you know? Brings up a 3rd and 6, and on the very next play, Dan Moore is called for holding. Forces Steelers into a 3rd and 16 situation, and guess what happens? He is intercepted. And do you know who he's intercepted by, in case some of you guys have forgotten? My little cousin. Yeah. Javon Holland is a family member of mine. Like I've told you guys, publicly. I actually never met him because he's always lived on the West Coast. Okay? So basically how it goes, my mom is first cousins with his mom. No, my mom is first cousin with his mom's mom. Got it? So his mother and my mother were first cousins. And it flows down like that. All right? But he's actually family. He's actually my cousin. And he picks us off. You can't make this stuff up. I'm like, really? Cuzzo picks us off, and I'm going to talk about it in just a moment. Round of applause to the infamous Tim. I appreciate the donation. He says, 25 hamstrings got him all season. Yeah, man. Akello, that's tough. That's tough. That is tough, and again, some of y'all was cooking Akello after, which game was that? Was it Cleveland? The Cleveland game, right? But I think we definitely could use him out there. He might be a little better suited than some of these guys. Yeah, something like that, Debbie. Like I said, it probably ends up being like 4th, because if I remember correctly, his mom's mom and my mom were first, which would make me and his mother's mom second, which would make me and his mom third. So yeah, we're like 4th cousins or something like that. That's crazy. But again, that's just a little fun fact. Yeah, that's what happens. And at that point, I'm thinking the game is over. But guess what happens right after that? The Steelers defense, they pitch another 3 and out. They get off the field with another 3 and out, and another dropped interception by Levi Wallace. But let's go back and talk about, I'll talk about it in a minute. It's going to be my takeaways. Actually, let me make a notation of that, because that's going to be what I finish with. I'm going to just write Kenny so I remember. We're going to talk about that interception and the last one, so let's get to it. 11th drive. The Steelers convert a 4th and 4 to Muth. What a throw by Kenny Pickett. What a throw. And that was an NFL throw. My wife was actually down here at the moment watching it with me, and I was like, yo, that's an NFL throw. That kid is going to be good. And it's funny because she is my witness. As that play, as they said, Hut, and the first second into it, I said, oh, you got Muth. Because I saw the defender turn his back. Now all you got to do is make the throw. He made a beautiful throw to Fryermuth. But guess what happens in the end? Well, first we pick up another first down to Deontay Johnson. Deontay Johnson gets out of bounds, and we on the move. Very next play, if I'm not mistaken, Kenny Pickett forces the ball into the end zone where he had a lot of open grass in front of him. It was about 24 seconds on the clock. Even if he doesn't get out of bounds, He had an easy 10 yards, maybe 15 yards. Collinsworth actually said he probably could have got 20. He had an easy, for sure, 10 yards. If he just runs and doesn't force it, you'll be able to get up to the line, clock it, and you have a couple shots in the end zone. But instead, he throws an interception, and there you have it. Game is over. Game is over. Now, before I get into everything, yes, it was, Walter. That was an NFL throw. We got to give him credit for that. Let me go back a step and let me do my office visits. Then I'm going to do my takeaways. Offensive line. Well, actually, I only need y'all for 2 seconds. Come on in here. Well, yeah, all of y'all, come on in here. Let me give y'all flowers first. Man, y'all are doing a pretty good job with pass protection. Now, I know some fans expect y'all to never give up a sack, which is not realistic. The best line in the league gives up sacks from time to time. You guys have been doing a pretty good job in pass protection. Pass protection. Can I say it again? Pass protection. You've done a pretty good job there. I mean, there were times tonight you was giving Kenny all kinds of time. What's up with y'all in the run game, though? I don't get it. Why can you guys not block or open up any decent lanes? I mean, all of this football I watch, and again, I don't try to compare our team to other teams. There's different schemes, yada, yada, yada. But I'm like, man, you see so many of these teams that have moments when the holes are like wide open. And it's weird because we thought after preseason that we was going to have a team, a line that could run better than they could pass protect. It is the exact opposite. Y'all got to figure it out, dog. Because some of y'all might still be on the team next year. That's why I need y'all to figure it out now. Get out of here, man. And Dan Moore, before you go, that's all I got for you. All right. I have another office visit that some of y'all probably would expect. And I'm tired of calling this guy in the office. And you know what? This is going to be the last time. Matt Canada. Yeah. Come on in. It's funny how you was already at the door because you knew. You know what? I'm not even going to lecture you, Matt Canada. I'm going to say this. I just do not like your offensive approach. I'm going to say that. I've seen you call some decent calls here and there. In some games, you'll pull one out of your butt. But for some reason, you fall in love with just being lethargic, like, and basic. And you just keep trying the same thing over and over. I do not understand that. I'm almost certain when I watched it all 22 from this game, I'm going to see a lot of these vertical routes on short yardage because that's your MO. There's really no element of surprise. You know what the surprise was tonight? That you didn't run, receive a handoff more than 4 times. You ran it a little less tonight. But where's the element of surprise? I'm sick and tired as a fan, right? Even though I understand everyone's scheme is different and all of that, but I'm just speaking from the Steelers fan base for a moment. I'm sick and tired of watching our team with these athletes now that we have, like at the skill positions. I'm tired of us being a team that's trying to be so basic on offense. I'm tired of having to watch the creativity from teams even like the Ravens, even a team that you know is running the football, they get creative doing that. Cleveland throws some creativity out there every now and then. Not crazy, but every now and then. I mean, let's not even talk about the Chiefs, the Eagles. I mean, there's a lot of teams out there that does some different things. The Niners. I mean, I saw Greg Roman call a play today for the Ravens where Mark Andrews was at the quarterback. He took the snap and pitched it to Lamar Jackson. Now, I'm not saying that we have that type of. I'm just saying Where is the creativity? A lot of these teams have plays that's almost sure shots with 1 yard to go. Where is it? You know, like the play that you called last week when Kenny Pickett got his first touchdown throw? When you snuck Najee out across the formation? Where are these plays? You don't do it enough. And tonight, you know what you kept doing? You know what you kept doing, Mr. OC? Why were you trying to run into the teeth of that defense so much? Granted, I will say this. The runs at times were a little more successful. Not long runs, but a successful run is when you earn 3 to 4 yards at least. Some of the time we got that, but it's like you kept doing it. You kept running right in the teeth of the defense, right in the middle against a team that's good against the run. Or you wouldn't spread them out. A lot of times you would come out there heavy. Like, I don't get it. There's no element of surprise. And then you run the toss sweep on the weak side of the field with a team that has not blocked that play up good the entire season. That's not our strong suit. So when you know the team doesn't have a strong suit in an area, you know what you have to do? You have to call the plays that work for them. You seem to just fall back in love with whatever script you have written up. It's pathetic, man. I tried to give you a chance, and then you know what? I'm not going to go as far as to say this, talking to OC and you guys in the chat. Some people keep saying, oh, see, it wasn't Ben. Okay, let me say this. Maybe it wasn't completely Ben, but what y'all are forgetting, Ben couldn't move. You know some of them scrambles and them plays that Kenny Pickett has made, the off-script plays, we couldn't do that with Ben. So I can understand you guys saying it wasn't Ben, but I'm being 100% honest right now, you guys in the chat. We are better off with Kenny Pickett because you have to start that future now. You understand what I'm saying? We couldn't keep holding on to Ben. Ben's window closed a long time ago in terms of having the championship aspirations. Matt Canada, get out of here. I am done with you. I don't think I'm ever calling you back into this office. Let me move on. Let me grab the donation. Thank you so much. C. Antoine Hill. Appreciate that. He says, what's up, Sim? I wanted the Steelers and Phillies to both win, but I was just the coaches. I just want the coaches to allow KP to play free. Let him run more to the open offense. He's just as athletic as Allen. Yeah, man, I think there's some things that you could do with him. Listen, like the little bootleg play that, he called last week for Trubisky when he ran the bootleg. Like, can we get more creativity like that with the young Kenny Pickett? And I loved how Kenny Pickett took off on that one play. No hesitation. That's what he gives us. He gives us just enough mobility, man, to keep us in the hunt. You know what I'm saying? In certain plays, keep the chains moving. But I don't know, man. I told y'all this season was going to be rough. Let me get to the last office visits, and then I'm going to close this show out, man, with my final thoughts. Can I get... Yeah, all of the secondary, with the exception of Minka and Norwood. And Marlette. You guys, okay. But I need Wallace, I need Sutton, Edmonds. Fellas. First of all, let me say this. Y'all doing the best y'all can out there. Honestly, as a group, and don't take this personally, I'm just keeping it a buck. We're not that talented at those positions. I'm sorry. I know y'all don't like nobody to say that to you in your face, but you're just not that talented at cornerback. Sutton, you're scrappy. I like some things about you, but largely we're just not that talented at QB, at the cornerback position. It just is what it is. And there's times when you guys play really well. Keep lids on it. right? And you fought back well tonight. You fought back great. After getting punched in the mouth early, you shook that off. You came out. You started using your jab. You know what I mean? You got you a few gut punches in there. I'm like, oh, this fight has turned around. I like that. Y'all showed resilience. But you know what y'all don't have? These. Come on, fellas. I understand y'all are cornerbacks and not receivers, but dog, in this day and age, secondary players are supposed to catch the football. You're called defensive backs. That means you are a skilled player. Did you see the other team? You see that boy Bethel, or what? I think that's who he was. The first interception, how he's running and he catches that thing over the shoulder. Dog, y'all had 4 opportunities to turn the ball over. 4. Could have been the difference in the game, perhaps. 4. Fellas, y'all got to do better than that. Knowing that you got an offense on the other side is just not going to help you that much. Y'all got to help yourselves and catch the football. Cam Sutton, that was the cleanest one of the night. Levi, your first one was a little, okay, you got to make a little acrobatic catch, but that second one, you're supposed to catch that, bro. It hit your hands. I know it's low, but it hit your hands. Oh, and by the way, I hope you're doing okay, because that's another injury I forgot about. You did go out. But come on, man. Come on, guys. Cam, come on. You got to catch that. And Edmonds, can I tell you a secret? That's how you can get the fan base off your back if you make a few of those catches. They already don't like you because you're not a ball skill type of guy. I think you've been playing pretty well at what you do, but if you could catch the ball, the fans would love you. That's just a tip. And again, great coverage on that play to Tyreek Hill downfield, but had you caught the interception, they might be talking about you had one of the better games of the night. All right, guys, that's all I got, man. Round of applause, another donation. C. Antoine Hill. He says, the 4 drop interceptions, bruh. Yes. And actually, Smitty, you know what? You're right. I'm with you on that. I said at the top of the show that it might have been 5. Because the one on that play to Hill, the ball did hit him. The ball short enough, point. And I thought from my perspective of the replay, it looked like he could have caught that. So it might be 5. But yeah. I don't know, man. All right, fellas. Thank you. All right, let's round this one out, man. What we got here? My quick takeaways, and I didn't mark down a whole lot of stuff, man. It's just, it's the obvious. Number 1, penalties. Come on, man. Again, blocking the back by Najee, an eligible man downfield on the RPO on Chooks. And I know it's hard on offensive linemen, but come on, man. I see other teams run RPOs. Miami was running quite a few of them early in that game. Tua was doing their thing, getting that ball out quick. Offensive pass interference by Deontay. Illegal shift on a 3rd and 1. Holding by Dan Moore. I mean, come on, the penalties right there. Tua was getting the ball out early. That was one of my takeaways. And again, applause to the defense, man, for getting a lid on it, putting a lid on it, in the second half. The defense played well in that second half. No question. Defense actually played well after being punched in the mouth early in the game. And that's just my opinion. Again, they only had 16 points. You know what I mean? The Steelers came in the game as the lowest scoring team in the league. Wow. And they left the game the same way. That's tough, boy. We didn't get our first down until a minute left in the quarter. That's horrible. I wrote here in bold, missed opportunities by the defense. I just talked about that. Steelers just don't have a sustainable offense, fellas, and ladies who are watching. That's what it is. They just don't have a sustainable offense. Our offense is in the toilet right now. We have some bright spots, but the offense is in the toilet. Toilet. Pickens, man, let me talk about that kid for a moment. Pickens is I'm almost ready to call him elite, but I can't yet because let me just say this. If Pickens really develops his route running and his feet and all of that, dog, he is going to be a monster. Because this kid already, wow. Y'all, please look at Mark Malone's comment. Whoa, okay. I mean, your first comment again. That's your opinion. As far again, I don't argue the stuff of going against the coach, but now y'all asking for Mason Root. Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, I respect it if that's what you really think. But yeah, that boy Pickens is gonna be a dog, man. And he's so smooth. Like if y'all notice that the way he catches is so smooth. It don't never look like he's struggling. Like he literally sometimes look, he just go. Like remember the one, I forgot who we was playing when he turned his body this way on the sideline. He just was like, bloop. His catches are so smooth. It's almost like a robot. Like there's no herky jerky, no like he's struggling to get it. It's so smooth how he just plucks the ball out of bounds. Even on that touchdown. Like, just look, that was like poetry in motion. How he got both feet down and then used his arm to, break his fall. Like, this kid Pickens I'm telling y'all, if he develops himself with his route running and everything, that boy is going to be unstoppable. He's a dog. And I'm so glad that they finally try to get him involved more. You know what I mean? Like, Kenyon and Tony will tell you, I'm texting them like, yo, when you see them one-on-one shots, at this point, I'm going after him. I love Deontay and all that, but when I see that one-on-one single safety in the middle of the field, take the shot to Pickens, because Pickens has shown you that he can make the one-on-one, the 50 ball, like 50-50 ball, like when Claypool, again, not blaming Claypool, but it looks like he got bumped, but when he fell down, I want those shots to go to Pickens. Let's get him going with the one-on-ones, dog. He's a dog, man. He's a dog. And let's just talk about Kenny, man. Then I'll end the show with that. I'll spend a little bit of time in the chat. For you guys who saw the All 22, I just posted it today. I was a little late on this one. The one from the Buccaneers. You guys would have heard me say the things that Kenny has to work on. One of them would be just recognizing his matchups pre-snap. Because there's a lot of, it seems like they're designed passes where he just turns and throws. And it will be determined, whoa. Look at what is going on with Big Mike. My God. Yo, let's get him out of here. I just cannot take social media, man. Some of the stuff y'all people do, I'm not even gonna read what he wrote there. I mean, what he wrote there is definitely not true. I don't have any, I don't feel the way about anybody's sexual preference and all that, but just to just to speak on my own business, I know I am not that. I have a wife, a kid, and I don't even feel like I really need to defend that. It's weird. It's crazy. I don't understand social media. People who do stuff like that. It's weird. It's weird, dog. And again, how I grew up, I don't know. It's just weird, man. Some of y'all are very weird people. And social media, kind of shows your real personality and who you really want to be. But yeah, whatever. that was cute. There you go. I'll give you. It was cute. Give you that word. But yeah, let's get back to Kenny, man. Listen, guys. Couple things that he struggles with. Like I said, I don't know if these are play designs, but I showed it in the footage. Sometimes he just goes to one side. It's almost like it's predetermined. That's why I said, if it is predetermined, why don't you take some of those shots with Pickens? After that, he doesn't look off the safety. Listen, it's not, I don't feel like he can't do that. These are growing pains. This is rookie stuff. But Kenny is going to have to learn those things. Again, the interception that my little Cuzzo got, right? Kenny stared that way the whole time. Kenny started right here. He looked over there, and then he tried to throw it in there. 16 yards. And Holland clearly understood, okay, we in zone. I'm going to read his eyes. Oh, he's going this way. Arm cocked back, broke on it. A simple look off of the safety, like some of the good quarterbacks do. I'm not even going to say just the greats. You've seen decent quarterbacks in the league look the safety off. You say a hut, it just takes a second to come over here, get them looking there, then come right back. Ben used to do it a lot. Like I said, I'm not trying to compare him to a veteran. I'm just saying he's got to get those little things, because Kenny does do a good job with going through his progressions at times. Like tonight, times when he had time in the pocket, he went through his first, second, and third read. Sometimes he comes all the way back and finds prior move. But these are the growing pains of a rookie. Because I already hear some of y'all without even seeing it. I know some of y'all ready to throw him in the trash. I told you guys, this is rookie stuff. Not all rookies come in guns blazing and lighten it up. Not every rookie is going to be like the beloved Ben Roethlisberger that we all love, and he came in and played the way that ain't going to happen all the time. Rookies sometimes go through these bumps, these lumps. They're going to make some bad throws from time to time. Kenny's biggest problem, too, is he tries to force stuff. And I think Kenny has a confidence about himself as I can make this throw, right? Remember the game when he threw that interception to Freiermuth, and Freiermuth had to go up high. Some of y'all was saying he was throwing the ball away, and I was like, nah, I think he was trying to make a play. I think that showed itself tonight on that final interception. He was trying to make a play. But at that moment, I need Kenny to assess the situation. Don't force it. Don't force it. Pick up about 10 yards or so, or however many you could have got there. You still got time to get closer, huddle up, spike it, because it's first down, and we got a couple shots at the end zone. He's going to have to get that. So it's just a couple little things, man, that he's got to work on. But I'm going to tell y'all, I like Kenny Pickett. Let me go on record and say I like this kid. Y'all can mark my words by that. Right now, I am a Kenny Pickett fan. Yes, he has some interceptions on his stat sheet. Of course he does. But I am cool with it. I like this dude's moxie. I like his calmness. I said that a week or so ago. He doesn't seem to be getting rattled. He seems to have that thing that I always tell y'all about, what I like about Justin Herbert. Like that calm look on his face. Doesn't seem to get rattled. The moment doesn't seem too big for him. He's just going to have to settle down a bit. Remember, guys, y'all know who else was horrible in their first season? Josh Allen. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? Now, arguably, Josh Allen is one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now, is he not? But see, fans don't allow people to develop. You can already see that Kenny might end up being a special player. He has what it takes. He's just got to come into his own. He's just got to come into his own, man. And the moment don't feel too big for him. I love that confidence with this guy. Y'all never said that when you looked in the eyes of Mason Rudolph. I remember what y'all used to say about this guy. Oh, you said moxie ain't skills. Okay, well, listen. Again, I'm not going to argue with anybody that feels differently. That's your opinion, just like this is mine. But I don't know. I mean, again, I don't know what to tell you if you're already down on him saying he ain't got no skill. Kenny Pickett is looking decent to me. Even with the interceptions. He looks okay. Again, you got to remember, this is the guy that some of you guys in Steeler Nation didn't want at all. Would you admit that he looked better than you thought? I don't know. But again, I'm not going to stick on that because everybody's opinion is different. Y'all have it. I'm just telling you my opinion. I like Kenny Pickett. I think Kenny Pickett has an opportunity to be a real solid quarterback for this organization. And I'm standing on that until he proves me differently. He has not proved me differently yet. What I'm seeing from him right now is the normal rookie mistakes for rookie quarterbacks that are not elite. Like the one-offs. Every now and then you get one here and there. But to me, he looks like a guy that can be good. It is up to him. It is up to Kenny Pickett how far he goes, what his ceiling will be, and what his trajectory will be. It is up to him. And I'll leave it at that. If he turns out to not be nothing, then guess what? We start over again, and I'll be rooting for that quarterback. But that's how I feel. Oh, somebody said Terry Bradshaw threw 400. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, again, I don't get into it with the family. Us, some of the fans in the chat, because everybody sees it different, and I can't change your mind. That's why I don't try to argue and debate. I can't change your mind. All I'm doing is giving you my opinion because y'all tune in to hear my opinion, I assume. So I'm just giving you mine, and you have yours. Some of them to me are a little outlandish, some people's opinions, and I'll laugh and joke about it, but I respect it. But yeah, bottom line, guys, right now, man, I told y'all, and again, if you choose to have high hopes for this team, that's on you. I told you that this season, I am not expecting anything. Didn't I say that in week 1? I had no expectations for this team because I didn't know what they were going to be. After I saw us play a few games, I'm like, okay, clearly these guys are just not the greatest team right now. But what did I say last week? They're going to be a team, I think, in most weeks that they're going to be in the fight. They're going to be in the fight. But you see what happens when they play good teams. Because, like, Miami is a good team. They are. Tua has been playing well all season. They loaded. And, they got weapons. They're a good team. And you see what happens when we play good teams. So some people are going to say, oh, well, what about Tampa Bay? We beat them. But Tampa Bay ain't looking like much. What about Cincinnati? Cincinnati has struggled a little bit. Now they got their stride going a little bit. Let's see what happens the next go-around. The fact of the matter is, your Pittsburgh Steelers are not the greatest team right now. It just is what it is. So, as I read some of these comments, I'm going to ask the question now because I really want to see what y'all have to say. Who do you blame for tonight's loss? Let me hear it. And I'm going to get into the comments. Debbie says Troy Aikman was horrible in his first year. Yeah, see, people seem to forget that, Debbie. They seem to forget that. Again, I think Steelers fans, we're a little spoiled. We're a little spoiled. Marlon Nicholson says, Tomlin said he is not afraid to make changes. Now is the time to put his money where his mouth is because Stevie and Ray can see Matt Canada needs to be relieved. Yeah, maybe so, man. But here's my question, guys. I know everybody wants to fire people and all of that, but let me ask y'all a real question. Like, seriously. Who takes over play calling duty if Matt Canada is fired right now during the season? That's a real question. Isaiah Threat says, just not sure why we keep banging our heads. The OC, if it isn't progress, what is stopping Tomlin from moving on? Like I said, I'm not saying that he can't move on, but a real question would be who takes over? Who's the offensive guru on the staff that takes over? Debbie says players' execution was terrible. Yep, okay. Rajan, Oh, okay, Kenyon is responding. Steeler Card says, I blame the drop interceptions, Kenny's interceptions, and Matt Canada's play calling. Yeah, Kenny definitely contributed to it, man, because, again, Kenny Pickett had 2 opportunities late in the fourth quarter to put some points on the board. and he threw those inopportune interceptions, as well as, we dropped 4 of them. You could argue 5. That was huge. UT local band says Canada with how many opportunities the offense got. Yeah, I didn't like Canada's. Again, Canada sometimes just falls back into that. Y'all heard me earlier in the show. I don't have to keep going on that, but yeah, I did not like Canada's overall plan tonight, man. And it's been the same week after week. He falls back in love with the script, it seems like. Wave Dave says Kenny got to hold this one, and Harvin. Outside of that 23-yard punt, what else did Harvin do? But I'm not mad at anybody saying Kenny got to hold this one. I'm not. J.R. Mana says drop picks. Too Shiesty says Matt Canada. Who else? Hold on. Did I miss somebody? There's a couple of y'all saying Canada. T-Dog says who replaces Matt Canada? That's my question too. King Ross says Matt Canada. Smitty says Canada for not having no play call sequence on continuity. Okay. Eric Williams says penalties. Side note, Still a Crew says Peyton and Aikman sucked, but they didn't have the weapons. Huh? But if they sucked, they suck. So you saying, I get what you're saying, but so would you say, can you say that they sucked if you're going to give them if you're going to shoot them bail and say, but they didn't have weapons? So if you're giving them that bail, then did they really suck? JR Minor says one of the picks take 3 off the board. Another one gives us a short field. Yep. Steelers Crew said Kenny lost his game. Okay. Ed K says the QB coach. Ed, can you explain that one a little further? Can you explain that one further? You says the QB. Oh, okay. I think you're talking about who takes over for Canada. Okay, so you guys are saying Mike Sullivan. Okay, all right. Okay, all right, I got you. Wave Dave says Mike Sullivan was a horrible OC. Yeah, man, so Real G Lee says you fire with a hire in waiting. There has to be someone out there that is better than Canada. Okay, but now let me listen, fans. Again, I'm just giving my opinion. You don't have to agree. Now you expected to bring somebody brand new into the fold mid-season. It's just not that simple. You know what I mean? We talking about continuity and all. It's just not that simple. That's all I'm trying to get people to see. So honestly, realistically, what would happen? It would be Sullivan. Think about what happens now when coaches get fired. What usually happens, right? Interim. Somebody becomes the interim person, right? How many times have you seen somebody bring somebody in from the outside during the season? Even look at what's happening with the Celtics with Ime. The guy that's on the staff took over, right? So what? Somebody saying Mike Sullivan from the Pens. Who mistook him? Y'all crazy out there, man. And then somebody said Mike Sullivan from the Pens would do a better job. Boy, y'all be conjuring up some stuff, boy. Tony Jr. says, yeah, offense has been predictable. You're correct, man. C. Antoine Hill says, who do you want at OC? Well, honestly, like I said, I'm always honest with y'all. I don't know. I don't keep track of offensive coordinators and people like that. And you know, you can tell guys who, like, obviously, I know Andy Reid is good at it. I like Kyle Shanahan. I like Sean McVay. It's a lot of people, but again, these are people that we all know it's not available. I don't be knowing the coach's ranking like that until we face them, and then I'm like, man, who's that coordinator? But I'm not the guy that's going to tell you who it should be. I can't answer that. I'm always honest with y'all. I don't look at position coaches and stuff like that to say who's the best candidate. I'm just being honest. Can we just throw to George Pickens every time we get in the red zone from hit? Yeah, man. Pickens is a dog. Still a Crew says, at Sim, he says, once they got weapons, they became great. Kenny was started with weapons, but hamstrung by an NFOC. Okay, see, I can go along with that. It's just that, again, I think some people are jumping the gun saying that they're trying to dump on Kenny. Yes, this is rookie stuff, folks. Now, if Kenny has a year 2 or 3 where he's still looking like that, then it might be more him. I told you, I've addressed the things that I've noticed in his NFL play. I'm not comparing him to what he did at Pitt. Since he's been with the Pittsburgh Steelers playing in games, since the second half of the Jets, I've identified the things that he needs to work on. He definitely needs to look off the safety. He needs to not eyeball where he's going so much. Right? Those are his biggest problems. I think Kenny has been relatively good in the pocket. Kenny has given us escapability. At times, Kenny has gone through his progressions. Kenny has made relatively decent throws. Accuracy could still use some work. It's still room to grow there. But I don't think he's been terrible. He's just made bad decisions. Again, that interception to my little cuz Holland, I could have picked that off. Because Kenny stayed right here. If this is the middle of the field, it's like, hut. He didn't look him off. You basically was waiting until he got his depth and you threw it, and Holland was able to break on it easy as money. That's just easy money. So, like I said, man. Like I said, Kenny's gonna get better. I believe that. If he proves me wrong, he proves me wrong. But I'm willing to put a stamp on that. Because I like how he approaches. I like how he has looked as an overall in that position, even though he's had some bad moments. I expect that he's going to be okay. Somebody said, still Eric Bieniemy from the Chiefs. Well, it's going to be hard to do that. All right, Lagoon, appreciate you hanging in there. I didn't even think I was going to be here this long, so I'm about to wrap up here in a second. I just want to see what else. I haven't seen too many people say Tomlin. I'm surprised. Nobody really has said Mike Tomlin was the reason for the loss. I'm surprised. Usually that's the hot ticket, unless I missed it. Real G Lee says, I agree to a point. Sim, he says, but the OC is detriment to Kenny's growth. He needs to go now. Bad OCs can set a rookie QB back years. I'm with y'all. Listen, I'm not trying to say, I told y'all I'm done with the OC. But y'all got to remember whose team this is. This is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, I know they want to make us believe that Tomlin has all autonomy and all that of hiring. Maybe he does. But y'all know as well as I do, the Steelers don't fire coaches. I don't recall seeing that. Maybe it happened years ago and I don't remember. They don't generally do that. The Steelers' way of firing coaches is they don't renew your contract. So that's why I'm saying it's cool that y'all are saying he needs to go, and it's cool that some of y'all are saying Tomlin needs to get out of his feelings. The organization don't do that. They don't do it. So y'all can say that until you're blue in the face. Maybe they'll prove us wrong. Because remember, we didn't think that Tomlin was going to put Kenny Pickett in the game, at halftime either, and he did. So maybe Rooney and whoever else might. I'm just saying, maybe Tomlin, what he's alluding to about making changes, well, we'll see. All I'm saying is I'm not expecting it. If it happens, great, but I'm just not expecting it. Oh, Debbie says it happened early in the chat. There we go with the uglies again. Look at this, man. Oh, man. It ain't a good night without some ignorance, right? Hold on. Let me get this out of here. Oh, Debbie, so you said it happened early in the chat. I'm sure. I knew somebody was gonna blame him. Oh, I should have known it was Mark Malone. Oh, this is an interesting one. Michael Marino says Tomlin rallied the team when needed tonight. The team came up short and didn't capitalize when they had to. I'm just saying, man. The team was in position. Listen, y'all know me. I don't defend anything. I just call it like it is. Tonight, to me, where the game was lost is the offense was unable to produce points. Too many 3 and outs and too many missed opportunities on defense. We had opportunities to turn the ball over. Instead, we turned the ball over. And then even when the defense kept giving us 3 and outs later in the game, we couldn't produce any points. Our offense scored 10 points. That is why they lost. That's it. Missed opportunities, turning the ball over, and then we lost the turnover battle. And we scored 10 points. That's why they lost. Now, like I said, if y'all can put the blame on whoever you want, that's why they lost. Jesus, Mark, you just be, you just be going. You go so far up the deep end, but it's cool though. Let's see. Luther Velkin. You know what? I don't disagree with that. He says Coach T's biggest flaw is his loyalty. Y'all know what? That's something that we probably can look back and say. Definitely seems like he's been loyal to a fault with some people. I can agree with that. I can agree with that 100%. Because it definitely seems like that whole hire from within, I don't like that approach. I don't. How do I feel about the O-line? Listen, man, I think the O-line has come a long way with pass protection. They have surprised me at how much they have actually given time to Kenny Pickett. Where they fall short is the run game. I don't know what else to do, man. I don't. I really don't. That they are, it's horrible, the run game. And not even just them. I mean, looking at plays from last week is missed blocks by some of the receivers, and it's confusion. They can't run block, man. It's bad. It's really bad. But as a whole, I can't say that the offensive line is trash because they have actually done well with pass protection, to my surprise. I'm fully agreeing with Marlon Nicholson, man. It's, 10 points. Again, like I said, sometimes, all I try to do is I try to be realistic from what I see, from really watching the game. We all watch the game differently. I place blame where I think blame should be placed. Tonight, to me, it was clear. Offense did not produce enough points. Offense, again, had too many 3 and outs, whether it was penalty related or what. Offense turned the ball over. Kenny Pickett, I told you, that first interception, I don't know what happened there, but those other 2, that was all on Kenny. Rookie mistakes. And even if he wasn't a rookie, those 2 I put on Kenny. And the defense did not turn the ball over, and they had 4 to 5 opportunities. That is why the Steelers lost the game. I know people are going to want to say coaching, whether it's Tomlin or Austin or whatever, because the sore taste in your mouth from the way the defense looked early in the game. But look at how the defense bounced back. Nobody's giving any credit there. Nobody is giving any credit of how we actually stopped the bleeding and started playing good defense. I'm not hearing nobody give no credit there. The offense could not produce, man. And that's why they lost. It's just that simple, you know. Round of applause to Miguel Wood. Appreciate the donation. Miguel says, can't accept fourth quarter comeback every game. That's correct. That is absolutely correct. Yep. Running straight up the middle, fake reverse. That's what I'm saying, man. The offense is so predictable. It is a real shame. The funny thing is, I'm not seeing no college Matt Canada. Like this, it's weird, man. But like I said, I'm done on him. I am completely out on him. Done. Completely done. Maurice Ware says, check out the Miles Jack interview. What did he say? Give me some quick sound bites on it real quick before I wrap up. So I'm going to go ahead and close this show, man, but I'm going to wait and see if Maurice responds. But I'll go check it out, but I'm curious to know what he said because you said check it out. Again, guys, great show. Listen, this is what I would advise you to do. Just watch this team and evaluate the talent, the young talent that you know is going to be there. George Pickens, Kenny Pickett, even guys like Jalen Warren. Continue to watch guys like Loudermilk. It's a shame that Leal went down. Trying to think of who else. Obviously, Minka, we know what Minka is. Continue to watch the areas that we need help in. We're going to need some cornerbacks next season. We need somebody else, an inside linebacker as well. We'll be curious to know, though, if they try to re-sign Devin Bush the same way they did with Edmonds. I saw that article out there. We'll see. But even with that said, we still need another certified inside backer. We need a left tackle. We might even need a right guard. So that's clear to me. It's clear to me where the Steelers' holes are. Secondary in terms of cornerback depth, inside linebacker could use some. We're going to need a third pass rusher. It's clear that we need that now with TJ being down. We're going to need that because that's another thing, folks. We didn't get a lot of pressure tonight. And Tua was getting that ball out quick, so it canceled it out. So there you go. There you go. What did Maurice say? Did he respond? He didn't. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, man. But before I go, right here, make sure. Oh, it's not playing. I don't know why it's not playing. Hold on. Let me see if I can get it to play. Nope. It's not playing. It's tripping. Oh, well. Hold on. Let me see if I can fix it. Let me see if I can fix it. There we go. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Cut on the notifications. He was saying LO. Hold on. You said he was saying the defense could be special considering they only gave up 16 points. Yeah, man, listen, I think the defense actually has, even with these subpar corners, outside of that Buffalo game, the defense has not been trash. It's just they've gotten off to slow starts, right? And we've given up too many explosive plays. But I think the defense does have a chance at some point. Again, we need a little more help, but I would like to see us honor that 2-year contract for Miles Jack. I want to see him back. I want to see us re-sign Larry O now. And, let's draft well. So at the end of the day, guys, to me, this is a win-win. If the Steelers don't play well, if this is Tomlin's first losing season, still a long way to go. But if it does end up being that, great. I'd rather be in higher draft position because, again, I'm looking at the future. The team that we look at right now is not a Super Bowl contender. They're probably not a playoff team. So let's just watch and see what this version of the Pittsburgh Steelers can be. Let's watch the maturation of Kenny Pickett and Pickens and Warren, all of the young guys, all of the young people that we know will return. Let's keep our eyes on those guys. Other than that, if you got any other expectations, I don't know what to tell you. But all right, man, I'm going for real this time. You guys have a lovely night. Keep your heads up. Be back on Tuesday. You guys see there's a phone number right there. I'll ask and challenge you guys to call in and give me your thoughts. Don't just be keyboard warriors. Call in and give me your thoughts, because Tuesday is a lot of times it's reserved for y'all, and I'm gonna try to do a much better job of not talking so much on Tuesday to let that show be more about the calls. But there's the phone number right there. If you're listening, I'll read it. 619-924-0818. 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. There you have it. But all right, guys, y'all have a great night. God bless. Stay safe. Be well. And like always, thank you for tuning in to the post-game reactions. Peace.